I'm Kelly, and welcome to The Ones to Know. Today, we're with Mike Vilece. Thank you for being here, Mike.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
How long have you been with Kuper?
I am now in my 10th year. It'll be my 10-year anniversary in October, November.
October.
October. Glad you know.
Yes, of course I know.
Okay, good. Can we name off the other 200 agents?
No.
Okay.
Okay, 10 years with Kuper.
Yeah.
Tell us about your career. How has it gone?
Obviously peaks and valleys, as it is with everybody. Right now it's a little different. A lot of inventory on the market. There's been several great years, but you kind of just have to take it as it comes.
Yes. And what's your key to success?
I truly love relationships. I mean, I think whether it's clients or even people in the office, I value relationships more than anything, and I always like to keep it fun and keep it light and loose. Even though when they make a decision to purchase a home, it is a big decision. But at the end of the day, it comes down to relationship and trust, and that's what I like to focus it on.
Yes. You know a lot of people. How long have you been here in Austin?
This time around, 12, 13 years. But
I mean, this time around.
I went to UT.
Okay. And then you left.
And then I left. I was a ski bum in Colorado for a year, and then after that, I went back to Houston, worked in oil and gas for a bit, and
Yes.
got a little burned out. So I made my way back here.
Yeah. Okay. This does seem like the perfect career for you. I mean, I, of course, know you as a friend and colleague, but, you seem a little bit way too much fun for
Okay.
oil and gas.
Yeah, I think so. Probably, but it was fun. It was learning.
Yeah.
When you start doing that, what I was doing, I was a landman. I don't know if you see the show. It's not a whole lot like that. But they put you in these small towns. You're in the courthouse, looking up records. You're not talking to anybody, and then it wasn't me. Eventually, I got to move in house, but Houston's kind of a different animal. That I was working, and all the buildings downtown are connected by tunnels. So you go in the morning and you park. You go in your office, and you go for lunch. You go down into a tunnel. You eat lunch, and then you go back up to your office, and you go back to your car. So you never get to go outside or do anything like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was very constrictive, and I don't like to be constricted.
Yes, true.
Right.
Well, around our office, you're definitely the director of all the fun
Yes.
and culture.
Yes.
And you're never in your office or in a tunnel because you're out supporting colleagues, even agents from other offices. You're always previewing properties. You know about all the neighborhoods here in Austin. What's your favorite?
I would really say anything in 78704. I mean, I think when people in Austin or are coming to Austin, they think art, they think music, they think just having fun. And I think if you just go down and walk down South Congress, whether you go to the right side of the street or the left side of the street, you're going to get part of that culture. And that really that defines the city for me.
Yeah. Okay. Is that your favorite neighborhood?
I mean, if I was just to choose one, I would probably say Bolden.
Bolden. Okay. I did see a video of you in front of Perla's.
That was me. That was me. I was actually there on Sunday.
No way.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Tuesday.
Oh.
Yeah.
Regular.
Oh, I just love it.
Yeah. Which part?
The food. And that patio.
The patio is so good. That's the best part.
When the weather is great in Austin, that patio is second to none.
And because you know so many people, you're seeing everyone kind of walking the streets.
Yeah, it's like the old TV show Cheers. You just you know somebody and you stop and say hi. And,
yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. And that's why I love Swedish Hill down the street so much.
Oh,
great place for coffee and pastries. Just going in there, it just feels like you're home.
Yeah. Is Little Swedish doing what it did for you with the old Swedish?
No, but there is a new one opening on South First. They're actually painted it this morning.
I heard that.
Got all the graffiti off yesterday, so it's
when is it opening?
This month.
No way.
Yeah.
Are we sure?
Well, we know construction usually takes a little longer than it's supposed to, but
have they been working on it inside?
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah, it's going to be big, and they're doing outdoor seating
okay.
To expand on what the previous location had set up.
Yeah, there's so much potential on First.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm going to have to stop there every day on the way in.
Okay, I love it.
I'll bring you
there. Oh,
or you don't even have to come. I'll bring you something.
Did you invite me?
It's out of your way. No, I'm just going to get it to go.
It's me. Okay.
Yeah. And you can come if you want. We can meet there, but it's out of your way. So I am happy to accommodate.
Okay, good. Well, it's been a challenging year last year.
Yes.
You had a huge accident.
I did.
And I am so happy to have you sitting here with me because you were in really bad shape.
I was. And just to speak to how great you are as not only a friend and manager, you were outside the operating room when I got out on a Friday night, no less. So you and my brother were there, and that means the world to me.
You scared me to death.
I know. I scared myself and a lot of other people.
But I am glad that scooter is gone. I'm calling it a motorcycle.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was, I know it was fun, and it was kind of like your signature look during the summer months.
Yeah, it was hot night summer.
Yes, but it scared me to death.
Right.
So, how has your, healing gone, and what's that process like?
I think I'm ahead of schedule, but it's slow. The surgeon said a year, 2 years before things are back to normal.
Yeah.
But I've had tremendous support with everybody around here.
Yes.
So it's been amazing.
Yeah. You look really good.
Thank you.
And hopefully you feel as good as you look.
As do you. I love that outfit.
Thank you. Feels a little
It's not. It looks great.
You look great. We
Stop.
always look the part. Mike is always religiously in the office with me every morning of every weekday. He is my favorite face to see. He is always here consistently in the office. Then he goes out, usually to Swedish, goes and supports agents on tour, shows clients, lists his property all the way up to Georgetown, all the way south to
Kyle, Buda.
Buda. Yeah, you're amazing.
Thank you. And I credit to you and Jay for bringing such a good group to this office and all of our
We have
offices. I
fun.
mean, the people are truly what makes this place. And, I love the small feel
Yes.
with just great people all around.
Yeah. We don't want to change that. We
No.
only want the good ones. And culture is very, very important, as you know.
As the head of it.
Yes, you have done a great job building our culture. Good job.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, it's very fun to work with so many great people. What do you think's happening in the market? How
I
are
think it's going to
tariffs
continue to
affecting
be
us?
slow for a bit. And then it's going to heat up. So it may get really slow, but I mean, that's just part of it. We chose this life, and, this job isn't for everybody. It's stressful. Everybody thinks that we just go to parties and have fun. But we do actually work. And we're out and about a lot. It's part of the networking aspect of it. But,
Yeah.
I think the market's going to be slow for a little bit, and I think we'll rebound sometime, maybe towards the end of the year, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
And how do you keep your motivation going and your enthusiasm for the business when it does, flatten out like this?
Because you never know. I mean, at every turn, you could be walking out a door and somebody recognizes you.
Sure.
And then, like, right now it's slow, but my phone on my desk could be ringing right now. And,
Yeah.
It's just, you never know. So you got to just keep a positive attitude and stick with it.
Yeah. We almost get addicted to that feeling, right? It's like that
Right.
one, and you're like,
And
yay, there it is.
and it's torture. Yeah. But
Yeah.
it is what it is. And, when it's good, it's great.
Yeah.
And when it's bad, it is what it is. And so
Yeah. Do you
we
think
just do our best. And especially like times like now, being the agents and supporting each other and showing up and all that, that's what's
Yeah.
important.
For sure. For sure. And how about tariffs, the big T word that we're hearing in the news? Do you think it'll affect our business at all?
I don't know that it affects our business so much. I think I mean, obviously it affects everybody's way of life.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't deal a whole lot with new construction. I've sold several, but it's not my niche.
Mhm.
I think it'll obviously affect the cost of that,
Yeah.
and things like that. And labor is obviously an issue now. So to answer your question, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody
knows.
does.
Yeah, nobody knows. But I do think that it has put a lot of fear into our market, making people, kind of hold on making buying decisions right
Absolutely.
now. So
Absolutely.
that's a bit unfortunate because it is the time they should be buying. There's so
Right.
much great inventory. I hear so many agents say there's houses on my street or in my neighborhood that are on the market that, are amazing deals and they're still just not getting purchased.
Right. And I've actually had that conversation with several agents recently, like, how are you?
Mm.
And great, I'm just showing houses. Like, nobody's buying them, but we're still showing them. So there are buyers out there. It's just
Yeah.
them to get themselves to leap.
Yeah.
You obviously don't want to push them to do it because
Yeah.
I don't think that's the way to go about business. But there's buyers out there. There's lots of houses available. And if you wait, obviously the Fed on Wednesday didn't lower the rates, but if when they do get lowered, it'll get bananas again.
Yeah, it's true. How do you help a buyer navigate so much inventory when there's so much to see Are they getting overwhelmed by all of the different neighborhoods, or is there like limited amounts to see that are actually in good condition? Because I do feel like there's a lot out there, but not really good stuff.
I think it's a matter of really getting to know your buyer.
True.
Like there's all different price points. Now we have off market, on market, and even at all price points, you have off market things at 400,000, 500,000, 600,000, and you go up to 20 million.
Mhm.
All these things are off market and so many people aren't learning about them. So I think it's important to get to really dial in on your client
Yeah.
and figure out what they want. Do they want something that gets sweat equity out of? Do they want something move-in ready? It's everybody's different. So again, it comes back to the relationship.
Yeah. True. And what kind of niche are you working in right now?
I have a few past clients looking to move parts of town,
Mhm.
a couple of first-time home buyers,
Yeah.
people with their children just got into UT,
Ooh.
um, so maybe condo, maybe multifamily, a little bit of everything, and I
Yeah.
think I kinda like it that way
Yeah.
because if the first-time home buyer market, which has been kinda bad recently because the money it takes
Yeah.
to get down and get into a house, if that goes away, then you have something else to lean on.
Mhm.
Same as representing just sellers or just buyers, like,
For sure.
an equal mix to me, I think is key.
And it keeps you looking at different segments of the market
Exactly.
and making sure that you're, staying knowledgeable about each of those areas, price points, and nuances. So,
Absolutely. What is your take on the market moving forward?
oh, Mike, I think it'll be good. I
Okay.
think that it's definitely the time for investors to be out.
You're not just saying this because 'cause you're my manager, are you?
No,
Oh,
I'm not.
okay.
You know you're gonna get the real truth from
Okay.
me always,
Okay.
not the sugar coated. I think the prices in Austin are aggressive. And from somebody that's coming from the West Coast and
Mhm.
moved here, I thought, wow, the pricing is so high. And then even with adjustments in the market, we haven't seen it drop, huge amounts. We're down 14% year over year. And, that's not too bad of an adjustment for the different market we're in, but it's been interesting to see. I'd say the number one kind of surprise is how stuck on pricing some sellers can be
Right.
and how they say my neighbor down the street sold for XYZ, or this is what the price was worth in 2021. And so getting sellers past that idea and onto um you know now is a good time to sell based at current rate is a challenge that I watch you agents go through all
Right.
the time.
Right.
Yeah, so how do you navigate that?
You know, i it's tough. I'm actually dealing with one now. Clients bought a house almost exactly 2 years ago for their daughter.
Okay.
She got in, realized she liked another neighborhood better, bought her own house.
Mhm.
She's an attorney, so she drew it up. Um, and now they wanna sell it, and when they bought, the market was totally different, and they
Mhm.
put all new plumbing, did a couple other things, electrical, and so they have their price here,
Mhm.
and we've had an offer,
Okay.
but it doesn't cover them,
Mm.
so they're obviously not happy. So it just it's more of, like, getting back into their mental state, like, he was almost upset on the phone of what the offer was, and I'm like, "It's an offer."
Yeah.
And he's like, "I don't even wanna look at it."
Yeah, and
And I
no
said, "I'm not gonna let it
sellers,
die."
they just, like, they don't wanna counter.
Right,
They're just like, "Nope, it's too low," versus, "Let's keep the conversation going." Buyers are also just out there trying to start a conversation, so I think it's not that they made that offer and they're gonna just stay there. There
right.
was some wiggle room.
Yeah, I think it's yeah, they make the offer to just kinda test where the sellers are because obviously some people are in different financial shape than others.
Yeah.
My clients bought it cash, so they're not in a huge rush.
Yeah.
Somebody buying it may need them to level out. They on this one, they weren't willing to do so, unfortunately, but, it just again, it's talking, getting to the bottom of what the problem is,
Yeah.
um, and this is huge, not only with our brokerage, and it's going out. I like to network with many other agents, around town at different brokerages and whatnot, because you
Get recruited. He's not available.
but it's like if you wind up on another side with the deal with them, it's you're able to talk it out better. Like this agent that submitted the offer, I had no idea who she was,
Mhm.
and she was just very cold. So just like,
Yeah,
I I
it's
I
true.
told her in text, is like, "Let's have a call. I don't want this to die. I don't think you want it to die." And it died.
Well, that brings us to negotiating strategies, right? Like, makes or breaks a transaction.
Right.
And I have noticed that some agents just are not willing to have that dialogue,
Right.
whether it's like they consider it confrontation or whatever, but it really does take that voice to voice and finesse to put offers together in this market. It's really important.
Right. I actually love that part of the job. I love negotiating. I think it's one of the main reasons I'm doing what I'm doing.
Yeah,
But there was a certain time during the pandemic where there was none of that. Everything was flying off the shelves. Every house was on the market for less than a day.
true.
And people just got so complacent with text message and just, okay, offers coming your way. It's like,
Yeah.
would you like to talk about it?
Yeah.
But then it's like,
We'll go.
here's $100,000 over asking. Okay, we'll take it.
Yeah,
It's just, it all kind of went away then.
true.
Yeah.
So do you think we'll go way back where you go and you deliver an offer in person?
I don't know about that, but like with me, like if it's somebody that I know on the other side, it's like, why don't we go have coffee and talk about it?
Okay. I
And
love
put it
that.
together.
Is it anything like the real estate shows where
I was about
we go
I was
out
about
on
to
the
say,
balcony and we're like, so we have an offer?
yeah, with Adrian behind us, filming. No, not at all.
Yeah.
And I've heard the numbers that those people do, and it's just they're not there. They're just actors, which I am too, by the way.
Mm, yes. Oh my
Mm,
gosh. I
yeah.
forgot.
I didn't want that.
Follow Mike on 1923.
Yeah, thank
He
you,
had the big debut.
Dr. Bozeman. Here,
What was your line?
very funny. Yeah, it must have got cut out. Yeah,
You looked great.
thank you. I felt
looked
great. I felt
so
like
great.
$1,000,000. Yeah, me, Helen Mirren, and Harrison Ford.
It was, you were in the most critical shot of the show.
The finale, yeah, the last
I know.
finale, yeah.
I know.
It was to bring up if there was a highlight of my accident, the day after I shot, I was talking to my brother, he's in Colorado, and he had just picked up his kids from school, and I told him what I did, and he's like, "Hang on, I'm gonna put you on speaker." And I told the story again. He goes, "Owen, my nephew, and did you hear that?" And he goes, "Yeah." And he goes, "Uncle Mike is in a show with Han Solo." And he goes, "Oh my God, that's the coolest thing ever." And so when I got my accident, my brother immediately went to the airport, but he stopped at the kid's school, and he took Owen out of class, and he told him, and he said, "Does that mean he's not on the show with Han Solo anymore?"
That was the main concern.
Yeah, yeah,
That's so cute.
yeah. But it was a lot of fun. It was a cool experience.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm thinking about doing it more,
Yeah.
but I kind of went out on top.
Well, I think there's still time
Right. Thank you.
before the next season.
I feel young.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. I
Yeah.
think you should definitely get out there. I mean,
My phone's been ringing off the hook.
I know the autographs, like I can barely keep people out of the office. They are always trying to get appointments with you. It's
Sorry.
crazy.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And Tiffany actually, during South by Southwest, I guess 1923 had a booth.
Oh,
Actually, I know they did. I was invited to go to a signing, and I just didn't go. But she went, assuming I was there. She got me a luggage tag that says 1923. So I am going to be hounded at the airport.
I know. When your luggage comes out, like,
Right.
oh my gosh, are you the doctor?
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Welcome to my life.
Yes. So, I mean, in between acting debuts,
Right.
what else will you be doing for 2025?
I was off for so long, not off, but I was not able to do my
Recovering.
full-time job for so long.
Yeah.
I just really need to get back into it.
Yeah.
And I'm doing that.
What's your number one way that you feel like just like revives your business and just throw yourself back into it?
Reaching out to people, reaching out to old clients, emails, and just trying to do more,
Yeah.
going to more events, doing more social things, doing more charity work, getting in front of more faces.
Yeah. Well, you're always good at the go-giver ninja mentality, right? Like you
Yep.
believe in helping others and what can you do to help them,
Right.
which I think has always helped you build those relationships and then create business for yourself.
Yeah, I mean, and again, relationships are everything in this
Yes.
business.
Yeah, true. Well, thank you for being with me today. I
Thank
really
you for having
appreciate
me.
it.
It was an honor. It was a pleasure.
I'm excited to
It's
see
so fun to work with you
it
and
is
everybody.
so
else
fun to
here.
work with you.
It truly is a great place, and I appreciate that.
Well, you're a big part of it. Thank you.
Thank you.